Hey, this is Spike from the Quireboys, and you're watching Backstage Pass Rock News.
Welcome to Backstage Pass Rock News. I'm here today with everybody's best friend, Spike from the Quireboys.
I've never met you before. What's your name again?
You usually say that in the morning.
Oh!
How have you been doing?
Wonderful.
You good? Yeah?
Everything's going
yeah,
great.
you're looking well?
I feel great. Everything's good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I hear you.
don't look that well. Come on.
Oh, you do?
Oh,
yeah, you haven't changed a bit.
Yeah, everything's going great. Just been doing a few acoustic shows.
Yeah?
For Christmas, before the whole Quireboys thing starts up again on the 15th of December to promote.
Yeah, let's talk
Christmas
about this.
Song.
Yeah, let's talk. Tell us about this.
After Combat.
Which is?
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
So what is Care After Combat? Tell us.
Care After Combat is a charity which is for for our armed services, who do a great job, and it's for the veterans. Out of the... actually, a lot of people who work for us were ex-army. A lot of tour managers are ex-army. So, and a friend of mine, Gus, came down to see me at one of the acoustic shows I was doing, and I played. I do this album. Actually, this is on sale now as well, and it was.
Get all your plugs in, Spike.
I might as well, because this has been out for a while, but it was a limited edition with the DVD, and everybody's asked for it. So I only done a couple of thousand limited edition, and these are new. And the old songs. What happened was, in lockdown, we went to America, and then we went to Australia, and then I was going to go to Canada. We were finishing off in Canada, and then we had to fly back for the pandemic, and so I couldn't go and see my son and my grandson. I was devastated. So I went back to Northumberland, and you know when you're in lockdown, and you remember and I'd have to take the bread and milk up to your mother, and you couldn't hug, and you couldn't do all that. And she said, do you know what I miss the most? She says, I miss it when you come back off tour and you sit down and play my favourite songs. So look, we had a studio in the house, and so I recorded our favourite songs, and just for her. And I gave a copy to Tyler and Guy Bailey, and he went, you should release that. And I says, I can't release it, man. I says, I'm singing in Edelweiss, you know what I mean? On our favourite song. And so I did release it, actually, because I don't think anybody realised I could play the guitar, because they've never seen me sing. So this was like, it was just a little album for my mum, and everybody seems to. And I said, what am I going to? I said to Guy Bailey, I said, well, what should I call it? He went, call it Spike's Late Night Songbook, and that's how it all came about.
Cool.
So,
didn't Tyler send you a guitar in lockdown?
Do you know, I didn't have anything when I got back yet, and he sent me He sent me the guitar that he wrote How Come Never Rains on, actually. And then he sent me another guitar with Spike written on, and It's a Treat to Be Alive. Which my dad's saying it was one of my solo albums as well. It's a treat to be alive. And he painted as a beautiful guitar.
Wow.
Yeah, it doesn't work though.
Send it back.
Yeah, and then...
you keep the receipt?
No, and then he sent me... Tyler's my best pals, you know.
Yeah, because you're doing some work with him now as well, aren't you?
Yeah, we're doing a new Hot Knives album. I said to him, because we only ever do the Hot Knives once every 5 years or something. And I said, Tyler, you're not getting any younger, mate, because he's a lot older than me. I just put that out. Just kidding. And I says, we're going to have to... I says, well, I think instead of 5 years, because we never ever played in England either. We only ever played in like Spain or Italy or Germany or somewhere like that. And but we did play. He's living up in Edinburgh, and we played one show in Edinburgh. I can't remember what it was. Oh, it was my birthday on 4th of February.
What was that, Bannerman's?
Bannerman's. And we done one there, but it was just that last minute. It was really good fun. People love the Hot Night stuff. You know? Yeah. They really do. I mean, people travel from all over to see me and Tyler play. It's great. Yeah. There's more. The thing is, I looked at the set list when he went. He said, here's the set list. And then it was, and at the bottom it said, banter, 1 hour. Because we never stopped taking the piss with each other. You know?
Fabulous.
Yeah.
So, So that's coming out December the 9th.
Buy it.
Go and buy it.
Quireboys, 15th, Islington Academy. The original band. Be there, or be square.
Talking of the original band,
Yeah.
what happened there?
Well, the original band,
No, what-
we never, you got to remember, I started the band with Guy Bailey, Nigel Mogg,
Yeah.
and Chris Johnston.
Mhm.
The four of us. We were the ones that, you know, from the age of 17, travelled up and down that motorway, non-stop, playing all the universities, any club we could play, for all them years. And you become brothers when you do stuff like that. Sleeping on amps, no money, nothing like that. And we never, ever, we were all still very close, and I'd always speak to them. You know, Guy Bailey's my best pal. You know? So, and Nigel and Chris, we all are. And so we never, when I got in 1999, we didn't really split up. Everybody just went separate ways, right? And I'd had my son, so I moved to Canada. We lived in Los Angeles. Everybody moved to different places. And then a few years later, I got offered a deal off Sanctuary. And I rang everybody up and says, listen, they've offered a brand new deal from Quireboys. Do you just want to do it? And Guy Bailey was the same as usual, of like, I shall never tread the boards again, dear boy. And so he didn't, and then Chris has got a family and everything. Nigel actually played, and then Griff came back, and we went to Los Angeles and recorded that album. And so then every other album and then we started touring non-stop all the time. Nigel went off after about 2 albums, and every album we'd do, I said, he's going to come back and play on this. Or Guy Bailey used to get up and play with us if he was playing in London or something like that.
Yeah.
On shows. And so when this all happened, we were as you can imagine, it was a bit of a I sent a text out. Cause nobody was speaking, really. There was a lot of personal issues. With them lot.
The last Quireboys lineup.
Yeah. And so there was a lot of miscommunication, I guess, all this. They thought that they went on that Monsters Rock cruise, and they thought that I didn't want to do it. You know, it was banter, just having to, wind them up at one point. And then I actually did get COVID, and I couldn't go. So that was like, and they were saying, I didn't really have it. No, even though I've done a statement, sent the NHS documents, everything in, because I know, the guy who runs the cruise, Larry's a great guy, and I wouldn't have let them down. But they thought that I was doing it on purpose. And then when I came back, we done some more shows, but I was just like, man, we could do better than this, and it was just, and all I ever heard was Spike starting again, Spike starting. I was like, oh, God's sake, So it was like, and then when we were going to, they were really pissed off at me about me doing my solo gigs, and because the Quireboys used to play acoustic, and I said to them, I says, I'm not keen on doing the acoustic shows with how they were doing them, because they were booking like 15 shows in a row, and you're playing all Quireboys songs, and any singer will know. I mean, I don't de-tune or anything, and you're singing at the top range on that stuff, man. And everybody's sitting there playing acoustics or whatever, and I'm putting on a full show, and it's harder to do them because you've got to be pitch perfect.
Yeah.
There's no, there's no faking dropping the freaking mic on the floor or anything. But not that I'll do that. Yeah, Rod Stewart taught me them tricks. And
oh, hang on, let me just pick that name up. Jot.
I know.
Want to drop any more?
No, that's right. I was at Name Drop was anonymous the other day. You never guess who was there.
The old ones are the best, Spike.
And I was only in AA for a period of time. No matter what they say. You know what my father said? He said, AA? He says, I fucking spill more than you can drink.
Oh, I thought you meant the car recovery company.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah. But, so that didn't last long.
No. So, what's the situation now?
Quitters, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
But I'm not. It's a wonderful thing if you do have problems. It is.
You get that.
A lot of no, it is.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. I
So,
haven't really drink. I haven't drank spirits in 3 years now. You know that?
really?
But you know what? Since you're talking about it, do you know what they've done to me on one tour?
You put it down there. I'm not going to put it on
Do you know
the
what
table.
they've done to me on one tour? They've done this to me on one tour, and I always used to drink Strongbow, and they changed it to Magnus on one of the tours, right? Now I'm like, it takes me about 10 to get a bloody buzz, you know what I mean? And I'm like, these Magnus, and I'm drinking them, and I'm like, I've got a serious problem here because I am just not getting drunk, right? It's just 3 days. And then I looked at the bottle, and they'd actually given me alcohol-free Magnus. I was like,
nice one. I like it. You might as well keep it on the table now. What is
right. It looks bad. Your mum will go mad.
No, yeah, I think you are.
Yeah.
So what's the situation now then? You're doing some gigs?
We are doing the 15th at the Islington Academy. Mm-hmm. Everybody's back for that. Rudy Richmond, who was the drummer, our probably main drummer after the, I mean, we went through, I counted them up one day and there was like 27.
Yeah, I lost count.
It's unbelievable. It was
12.
pure spinal tap, actually. But, and Rudy was originally from New York, but he met his wife actually on tour in Canada. And he's got 6 kids now, but he's, he can't wait to come back. So we're going to make a big evening of it. And it's the first time that we've all played on that together, and it's wonderful.
Yeah.
And we're doing a new album, which starts in end of January, beginning of February, around that time. It's going to be released for April, May, for us to go on the festival, see the festivals around Europe and everywhere else, and America, everywhere, which I'm looking forward to. Yeah. I'm trying to get the trouble. I want to get the band to. There was even when on the first album and the second album, it was pure English, like British rock and roll, and we were losing track of that, I thought. And I wanted to go back to having how it should sound, and so that's what I'm really looking forward to. And I got together with Guy Bailey, and we hadn't written together, I would think, for about, like 20 odd years or something like that. And we had because we were going through songs, past songs that early Quireboys fans, a lot of the songs we never put on the first album. No. And I'd forgotten about some of the songs, and so had he. And we were sitting there going through, he said, do you remember this one? Oh my God. I said, and we were talking about other songs that we used to do that had never been recorded, that only the original fans would know about. And then I said to him, I says, well, should we write a song? And he went, oh, what can I write about? I says, well, look what's happened. And I'm not kidding. We sat there, and we started off the first one. I can't tell you titles yet or anything.
Okay. Have you got one called The COVID Blues?
No.
There you go. I'll let you have that. You can have that
He wrote one called that.
Did he?
Yeah. Something like that. And
I'm going to give you that.
Yeah, but we done. So we started, and I forgot how quickly we wrote together. Because there's no messing about with me and Guy. We very rarely go to the minors apart from ballads.
Yeah.
And so it was pure. It was like I was like, and then we went on. We were doing 5 songs in the first day. That's how quick it was. Like when my father first came down, when we had the apartment together at the Oval Cricket Ground, and my dad brought a guitar, and how we started writing. We wrote, and that week I think Roses and Rings, I Don't Love You Anymore, How Do You Feel, 7 o'clock. That's how quick we wrote, and I was like, man, and we were back on top 4, and then I went back and so we wrote another 5 the next week. And it's so great writing with it because we write it more like it's like we bounce off each other and make a play basically, and and what's this song about, and You know, I was like, it's so great to listen to. I was so shocked because my favorite bands like Stones and everything like that, and just 3 chords, you know. And I forgot how much country we wrote. We wrote a lot of country things, and you know, and guy's an amazing reggae bass player as well. And we used to write a lot of reggae, believe it or not, that we never recorded properly. And so there's going to be a lot of different things, but it's going to be pure rock and roll.
Yeah.
We're going to play them on the 15th. A few of the new songs, which will be, you know, in the vein of when we were in America and stuff like that. Everybody, because we were around that whole time of Guns N' Roses and you know all that. And the one thing that stood out was we were English.
Yeah.
You know, we still got the same jacket on and the same shoes. About a year ago, step towards son.
That's how people know you are.
But if you remember rightly, everybody used to turn up our shows with pinstripe jackets and collations.
Yeah,
and that was the whole thing, the waistcoat, because that was the look. And to this day, I get so many people coming up to me going, if I was here, I wouldn't have met my wife, I wouldn't have my kids. You know, because they're all met enough. Really sorry, pal. You know, I think, you know, and then their kids get into it. And it's really weird how many, when I'm even doing my acoustic shows and stuff like that, so many young kids are coming and different things, different, you know, generations. And, but there's not many people, I mean, I don't know, it's so hard for young bands now, but there's not many, I haven't heard many young, pure English rock and roll bands out there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what that's what we want to come back to.
But then there's
why we
like
can still do it, why I can still sing, and why we can do Who's Calling the Golden Shot? That's how old I am.
What people do, they you know, like, because obviously I was into the Quireboys when I was younger, and then I had my daughter, and I made her listen to all of the music that I liked. On the school run, we'd do pop quiz. Who sings this? What album's this on? You know, never did spelling or maths. That's probably why she's. We won't go into that.
Yes.
So
don't talk about kids.
No.
My son, do you know what? My son is wonderful.
How is he?
He's absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, good.
And I'm a granddad now.
Yeah, I know.
So it's wonderful. And
don't look old enough, Spike.
He's wonderful. He's beautiful. He's half. He's half Canadian. I'm not supposed to say native.
Native. Yeah.
So he's beautiful. He's a beautiful boy.
Wow. How old is he?
Got the great
Has he got you?
It's funny because I'm called Jonathan. Yeah, my real name's Jonathan Gray. My son's called Jonathan Gray, and he's called Jonathan Gray. So,
God.
Yeah.
A generation.
I know. We're not getting away the Greys.
We won't want you to.
I know.
So you were talking about everyone getting pissed off with you in the band. Spike's done this, Spike's done that. So is that how it all came about? You just, and then obviously you got the Dear John.
Well, you know, between the management, between them, I mean, I was basically left out of everything at the end of the day. And it was just like expected just to turn up. I don't like any, you never sound, you know, but I didn't come to sound check and didn't do. Well, again, do you know what? I spent years without monitors. You know, I know what I'm doing up there. I didn't why, and in fact, even when the Quireboys were big, we, you know, when it was at the height of what we were doing, we never went to sound check. Nobody went to sound check because you'd have a whole band doing it. You know, have a crew doing it for you. And when you're singing, you want every hour kip you can get before you're doing something like that.
Yeah.
And I don't know. There was just a million things. They obviously pissed everybody off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's weird because when people gang up against you, I guess the same thing happened with a lot of other. I mean, one of the first people to call me was Fish. You know, from Aurelian, and he was so lovely, and he's like, "Are you all right?" I said, "Yeah, hey, it's great." You know, you begin.
Was you not sad though? Did you not feel
a
little bit betrayed?
No, I was just the way they'd done it. I was upset about.
Yeah.
Because we could have talked, but they were saying that I wouldn't speak to them And I says, all right, well, fair enough. You know, I'm not sad about it at all. I mean, you know, that me, Nigel, have always been so close, and Guy Bailey. So I'm happy about all that. You know, and that's a new beginning. You know, and I get to do it on my own terms this time rather than being told what to do. Yeah.
So they're obviously touring under the Quireboys.
Mm-hmm.
You're touring as a choir boy.
No,
Not Ali Jones, but you know, the Quireboys. So
yeah.
Who owns the rights to the name?
I own the trademark.
Okay.
I've got the company now.
Yeah.
They trade under a different name. This will all come out, and they're in the tours that the last I was booked to do up until I think because everything got booked a year in advance, and I was booked up till Spain, which they're doing in December now, and so after that, then if they're booking any more shows, then I've sent them letters.
Yeah.
They just haven't replied. They just carried on. That's as well, you know, it'll stop at some point. But that's for our lawyers to deal with. And you know, they're not having the Quireboys name. It's our band that we started.
Yeah.
You know.
So being with Nigel and Guy, it's like a pair of old shoes.
Of course it is.
Just straight into it.
I don't know. Ask them how we got the Quireboys name. None of them were around.
No.
None of them were in the Quireboys.
The London Quireboys.
I own that as well. So.
Well, that's all right then.
Yeah. But I don't think anybody believes me. So I was like, all right, well, fair enough.
I wonder why.
I
wonder why they won't believe it.
I don't know. Did they think I'm a fucking daft Geordie or something?
Well, you are.
I don't know.
In the nicest possible way.
Well, you know what? It'll get sorted in the end. But I've let them carry on. I'm just, you know, I went back and said, you know, I've sent them individually lawyers' letters, everything, and they've just continued. So, but at one point, it'll come to a head, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's up to them if they want to carry on, and you know, playing songs that none of them really even played on. You know? I mean, we did do. There was about 10 albums, I think, after that, and it was like. It was just on a treadmill of doing an album and tour and just going down the pan, basically, I thought. And none of them albums sold anywhere near even the second album. If you put them all together, they didn't. So it was like, hold on, you know, this needs a rethink. They didn't want to do the rethink with me.
Yeah, because a little bit of What You Fancy was massive.
Massive. People forget Bittersweet and Twisted ones as well. But so to us, this is probably the third album, basically. Yeah. And we're right in that vein especially the first album. And we've got a great producer, we've got everything lined up to go. New management, new agency, everything. So it's all cool.
Look forward to it.
Yeah. Get your glad rags on. And we've brought the bar back on stage for people to get up and have a leave.
Nice one. That's not going to be carnage at all, is it?
I know. I know. They were talking about this the other day because at the gig when I go, they're saying, well, you know, you're going to have you know, people vetted before they get on stage. I says, listen, no matter how drunk or what anybody's like, once they get on stage, they're like
deer in headlights.
Oh yeah. Yeah. But I shouldn't have said that because somebody will come up and do something stupid now.
Probably sing your songs better than you.
We'll have anybody can sing better than me. Yeah, and so we're gonna have guests. We'll have, you know, people up for a drink with them. That's what it's all about. The Quireboys were always a fun. The idea was to be a fun rock and roll band.
You've always
the tradition of the Stone, you know, Slade, everything like that. You know,
you've always been very approachable as a band. You know, you come out at the end of the show, you come out and talk to everybody.
I remember Carol Clark from Melody Maker. it was one of my oldest friends. She went, I was playing Hammersmith Odeon, and she says, you know, she's come to the bar with me. And everybody was against me going out, you know, and playing such a big show. And, you know, I walked in the bar, and you headlined in Hammersmith Odeon, and everybody was like, hey, come on, you know, having a drink and a laugh. And that's what it's about. You know, I always got to the bar and have a drink with everybody, even before the gig.
Yeah.
But I'm not supposed to be drinking. I know.
But yeah. Right, so at this point in the interview, we do a few quick fire questions. So you can give us one word answers if you want, or you can, it's up to you. So, are you ready for this?
Hold on, I better have a drink.
Yeah, you better have a drink.
Alcohol-free Magners. Oh.
Have you ever posted anything on social media you've regretted?
I can't use social media.
Yeah.
I've never posted anything.
Of course, yeah. How long would you last without your mobile phone?
Very easily.
Well, you're always losing mobile phones.
I've lose them all the time. I just got me hanger emails, and now I'm blocked from sending them. So I need my son with me when I'm doing shit like that. Is that
an age thing, or is it just technology?
I don't know, but
general?
I remember having the first mobile phone. One of the first, Sharon Osbourne gave us a huge mobile, and everybody was like, "Oh my god!"
You just dropped another one down there.
It was. Well, she was to be manager for years, and she gave us like this mobile, and everybody was like, "Oh, give me a go, give me a go." I bet she got a big bill.
Tom Jolly.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, what's been your biggest extravagance?
Biggest is what for myself?
Yeah. What's the thing you've spent the most money on?
Cars, Jaguars. I was obsessed with old Jags.
Like in the White Snake videos.
Yeah, that was me and Quireboys.
Yeah.
Stop
and
drinking that.
There'd have to be something in there. Have you ever had a near-death experience?
What, in rehab?
Anywhere. Other than rehab, let's say.
I was in rehab once, and this guy goes to me.
Once?
Yeah, and he says, do you want to see my car? Right? And I went, and he had a Rolls Royce, and he wanted a car, and he'd filled the, the windscreen wiper fluid. He filled it up with vodka. I'm not saying who it is.
Oh, I'd have loved to have been a fly on the wall.
That would have been a near-death experience.
Yeah. So,
I've been lucky in that respect. I don't know. I got good genes, I guess.
Oh, they are good genes. I like them.
But when I won, that 27 club where everybody dies at the 27.
Yeah.
From Janis Joplin and everybody. I'll never forget. I was in Los Angeles at the time, and Tyler rang me up on my 28th birthday, and he went, "Ha! You're not going to be a legend." He did. That was before my life. Yeah.
Oh, so that was what, 4 or 5 years ago?
Yes.
Yeah. So, past or present, apart from your own, which you've written anyway, is there a song that you wish you'd written?
Streets of London.
Really?
Ralph McTell.
That's
my hero. And I'm playing that tonight.
Hey.
That goes down a stone. I love Ralph McTell. One of the greatest songs ever.
Most people say
you know what is lovely is everybody sings it. Everybody sings it. That was going to be the B. Actually, that was going to be the B side for this, and then, unfortunately, I was in the studio, and I was supposed to look Maury in Thunder, and I heard the news about Danny, and then I had about half an hour left in the studio in London, and I realised that they'd done a Christmas song, Thunder, about 6 or 7 years ago.
No, I don't think it was that long ago.
No, it was quite a while ago. Yeah, and so I got up and I'd done my version of Christmas Day by Thunder for Danny, just to make him laugh.
Oh.
To try and cheer him up, to show him how bad I could sing a Thunder song. It's just me on the acoustic.
What did he say? What was his response?
I spoke to Luke. Luke loves it, so you know what? I love you, Danny.
Yeah, get well soon, Danny. So, right then, let's move on to these, because they're supposed to be quickfire.
Oh, sorry. All right.
What's one place you've travelled to that's your favourite place?
Hawaii.
Is that the favourite? Which is your worst?
Maui.
The worst?
Oh, the worst?
Yeah.
Favourite
places Hawaii.
Middlesbrough, Sunderland. Sunderland with the Mackhams.
Must be. Do you take criticism well?
Hold on, this is how do I turn this off? Sorry. Don't criticise me. Well, I think I've done pretty good so far. I haven't said a word for like nearly for months and months about the whole thing. It's been the hardest thing in my life.
I know, yeah.
You know, and I didn't want to go down that route. You know?
Did you not feel like putting your side across though?
Well, do you know what? It wasn't me. It was my family and all my friends. They were the ones that were going, "Are you not going to say anything? You're not going to do anything?" And I was like, "Do you know what? Let's just let them get on with it, and let's show everybody exactly what they're really like." And I think they've proved the point.
Yeah, fair enough.
You know,
fair enough. Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Nice
Allergic
one.
to cats. Or parrots.
Underpants or commando?
On stage?
Anyway.
Nothing. Like wearing a kilt.
Like the breeze?
Yes.
Yeah, let the air circulate.
Or when they rip. They ripped one night and I had a banana down there.
So it wasn't a banana then? You was just pleased to see me.
Yeah. You know. Shh. How is our daughter? Take that in.
Holly, if you're watching. Oh, jeez. I'm lost now.
You got red.
I'm lost.
She wants a fucking alimony. It's getting red now.
You're going to have to cut that now. So
I'm editing that.
So I can get back on track.
I'm editing that.
You don't have to take it out, but don't have me sat here like...
Oh dear, but that was freaking good.
Oh, dear. Right. Let's get back to this. Well, thanks for that. It's nice chatting to you.
You too, my darling.
It was
Wonderful
lovely.
to see you again.
And you.
No.
Good luck with the single.
Keep in touch.
And the tour. I'll get Holly to ring you.
The tour. Yes, please. I'll give you that check for the alimony.
Not the tour.
Yeah.
The gigs that you're doing later. And
Yes, later on, it's going to be great. I can't wait to be touring. So wonderful to see you again.
And you? Yeah, I'll see you. I'm sure I'll bump into you again.
I know.
Like a bad penny.
I know.
Like his husband.